Galatasaray take their 1-0 lead into Anfield on Wednesday, looking to go into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I think we can do it. Serkan, do you think we can do it?
I have a question mark. So the question is whether we play our usual pressing game or park the bus in front of the
We're
goal. What if
it's not even a question. We're not going to park the bus.
that?
Uh,
So there are different variables that we need to consider. I can.
there's none. There's no variables. It's people like you that lose football games. I should be the coach, not you.
That's not my job. I'm a fan, not a coach. My job is not to motivate players.
Hey, thank God you're not a coach with this park the bus or different variables. There's no variables. You
There are
put the
different
team out. You
variables
put the
that we
team
need
out
to
there on Wednesday,
consider.
and
Come on.
you see that goal over there? I want you to go score over there. You see that one over there? Don't let them in
If
there.
if history is any indication, our defensive mentality has never worked for us.
Oh, our defense is great. What are you talking
I
about?
did not say. I'm not talking about our defensive players. Defensive mentality. That's a different thing.
Oh, it's all changed now. Başakşehir here. They were scoring goals. We shut them out. Liverpool. How many times we played them? Twice. How many goals they scored? None. All right, so let's talk about the reasons why I think we're going to win. If you disagree with me, Serkan, you feel free to speak up so I can tell you why you're wrong.
Sure, I will.
All right, so current form. Galatasaray, you look at the last 5, it's all green. We've won them all. Look at Liverpool. No, it's like a kaleidoscope. There's 2 greens, 2 reds, and a gray. So they've won 2 out of their last 5 with a draw. Liverpool continues to break a record that they've already set. Today, they played Tottenham, right? 1 spot above the relegation zone. The same Tottenham that lost to Atletico Madrid on Wednesday, I guess. The same Atletico Madrid that we drew with at home. Well, they played Tottenham in Anfield, right? So if you follow the show on Instagram or TikTok, I'm sure you've seen all these Liverpool fans. They kept saying, wait for the return trip to Anfield. 3-0 in Anfield. 4-0 in Anfield. Well, Tottenham came to Anfield today, and they're sorry shape. Did Tottenham score 3 on them? No. 2 on them? No. They scored 1 on them. Was that goal from the run of play? No. It was from the Hungarian fella, Schley's friend. Free kick. Like his 5th or 6th of the year. He's good at that. So they are good at that. So there's that. They've got a goal difference of 9 over 30 games. We've got a goal difference of 44 over 26 games. Okay, I hear the argument now. Well, it's the Turkish Super League. That's fine. What do you say, Serkan? We cut 20 off of there? Cut 20 off. It's still 24-9. I don't care what league you're in. Having a goal difference of 44 is a lot. It's a lot. That means you can score. Having a goal difference of 9 over 30 games, you're barely outscoring the opposition. And look in their recent form. They scored a goal today, no goals against us. And let's not forget, last week they played Wolverhampton Wanderers. Last place in the EPL, lost that game 2-1. So I see the math. We've got a 1-0 lead. They're averaging less than a goal per game over their last 5 games. So if they can't score more than 2 against Tottenham, if they can't score more than 2 against Wolverhampton, and they've yet to score against us, what leads people to believe they're going to score 2 or 3 goals in this game? I just don't understand it.
Our away performance. As I said before the first game, our chances are still around 20%, maybe 25% at most. Just
Now,
look
what
at
performance are you talking about? What performance
just
are you
look at
talking
the
about?
statements Liverpool players have been making since the first game. They all say, we're gonna show who Liverpool is in the second game, right? That's a statement that we've been hearing from the Liverpool players. And
Mhm.
on top of that, they have already lost to us twice, which gives
Mhm.
them extra piece of motivation. Are we on the same page here?
No,
This is a whole different platform, my friend. This is Champions League.
no,
However, okay, so let's just roll back. Okay. Galatasaray is a different kind of animal when it comes to competitive games, especially in Champions League. So you and I agree on this, right? The
right.
team takes on a completely different character in Champions League games. No questions. So never say never. The reason that I say 20%, that's our away performance in the Champions League. So you never know
Oh,
what might
over
happen. The
over
chances
what
may be
time period?
low. What this year? We're talking about this year,
Okay.
right? The
All right. So
chances may be low, but in football, in soccer, everything is possible. So that's what I'm giving us 20-25%.
so my thing against the 25% is over this run in the Champions League, right? We played these away games when we had the most injured team that we'd had. The healthiest we had was the 3-0 away at Man City.
2
The
nothing.
other games, the other games where we didn't score, remember, we were missing 7 players in one of those games. 7.
Tell me about the Juventus game. What happened there?
Oh, that was game plan. Game plan.
All right, so we blame on the coach. Okay.
All right. So the same thing we blamed them on when now we've covered this extensively, right? And they couldn't focus on the 3 games before Atleti. That's coaching because they were so focused on Atleti. We won Atleti, we were fine. But then what happened with the Liverpool games? We didn't drop points around those games. Why? Ocon learned. What people aren't, I think, taking into account is this Liverpool team. Most of these players were all in the Champions League last year. How many games has Salah and Allison and these people played in the Champions League? Our team, none of our players, I don't think any of them, have played Champions League knockout round football until this season.
I think Osimhen did. What Sane?
Okay, Sane. Now, bigger, Ocon. Ocon had never coached knockout round Champions League football, right?
Nope.
So while these players are getting experience at this level, Ocon is getting experience at this level. This is why I'm a big fan of keeping coaches. He learned from 3 years ago. He learned from young boys. He's learning and growing as a coach during this time. And he's proven it. He showed that he wasn't able to focus them before Atleti. He has been able to focus them during these Juventus and Liverpool games. We beat both Besiktas and Başakşehir here, right?
Right.
We haven't been dropping points in the league. So he's improved in that area. That tells me that the mistake he made when he went away to Juventus, right? That's the big fear. How do you coach that game? It's 5-2. You say, well, attack. Well, if you attack, maybe they could counter us and get easy goals. That's the one argument, right? Or we could park the bus. Well, you park the bus. Well, if you don't score, what if they do? He'd never done it. He had to do it to learn. And so I think he learned. So there's no way you can't park the bus with a 1-0 lead because the Hungarian player that scored their free kick, he scored like 6 or 7 of those this year. If they get one in the wrong position and you're parking the bus, it's going to go to extra time. But Liverpool, they give up corners. They almost gave up a corner today. So there's ways you can score against them. And I don't think that Ocon is going to, there's no way he's going to make the same mistake he made against Juventus. He's too good of a coach.
I think you were speaking too early.
What do you mean?
You don't
The
have
game's over.
enough evidence to support that. So far, we played four away games in the Champions League, right? Ajax, We beat them 3-0. Then we played against Juventus. We lost 3-2, right? And
Mhm.
then we had this Monaco game,
Mhm.
and we had one other game that we played away,
Man City.
Man City game, right? So out of those 4, Ajax is the only game that we played good,
Mhm.
that
I
we
I
at least
mm,
had some attacking mentality.
I see your argument. I see it. But I think, and I think you've said this, that the group stage of the Champions League and the two-legged tie knockout round of the Champions League, they're 2 different things.
They are, yes.
And so everything that happened like pre-Juventus, I think is gone. But the evidence I have is that he was able to focus his team in the league to play Besiktas and win that game on the road before Liverpool. If that game had been the weekend before Atletico Madrid, we'd lost that game by 2 goals because he couldn't focus the players, but he learned how to do it. And you know what, too? The players went through that and saw they messed up too. They know what they did wrong, and they're correcting. These are good players and a good team. What I like about our team, the missteps we've made, you kind of understand why. Liverpool, I've had fun. I've been listening to like the Liverpool fan channels after the game today. They don't know what's wrong with the team. They do not. They don't know if it's Arne Slot.
It's a
They
lack of
don't know if it's the
motivation.
players.
The
Well,
part of it is explained by the lack of motivation.
yeah. Well, you hear the shows. One guy, he's saying, if you think it's a coach that can't make these players do X and Y, you're lost. You lost your mind. Another show, just as popular. This coach should be gone tonight. He shouldn't even coach against Galatasaray. These players, one of them saying it's the players, one of them saying it's the coach. It just shows you they don't know what's going on. They've got all these expensive players on the squad. They can't play. They don't know. Do they start Mo Salah? Do they bring him off the bench? Allison did play today. So,
Salah was on the bench today.
yeah, he came in like in the 63rd minute.
Yeah.
And so I like the fact that there's something wrong with Liverpool and they don't know what it is. Because if you don't know what the problem is, you don't know how to fix it. Whereas us, that away Juventus game, we knew exactly what the problem was. We weren't attacking. We parked the bus in midfield. Anytime we got an attack, the max we sent was 2 players with whoever had the ball. That was it. And we're a team with a high press that pushes the fullbacks up and they do their thing.
Well, hopefully what you just explained true in will beat Juventus, but again, I think our chances are around 20%, 25% because Liverpool
You
is
mean
in
you mean
5th
Liverpool?
place in the Premier League. Yes, I meant to say Liverpool. Liverpool is in the 5th place in the Premier League, right? And the top 4 team go to the Champions League stage. So the only way for them to go to the Champions League next year could be winning this Champions League title.
Well, Sirkan, do you think they really think they can win the Champions League title?
Why not? They
Have you have
They
you seen
only
Bayern?
lost 2 games in Champions League, one against us and I think one game against PSV, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
So
I said they'd play next. The other problem I have with Liverpool being called the favorite, they've played like this
the
all season.
performance fluctuates.
Yeah, we've been more like this.
Yeah,
You know what you're getting with us. You don't know what you're going to get with them.
right.
And we talked about this in the preview for this deal, and it came true, right? We said if something bad happens early on, it could crush them. So we scored early, they didn't score. Now, you go to Anfield, you're up 1-0. If we score in the first 20, 25 minutes, that game is going to open up like crazy because now they're down by 2 goals. They've got to press.
And we're gonna have
And
some counterattack chances.
yeah, and right now they're pushing everybody up because they don't know they don't who's their scorer, Sircon. I don't know who their scorer is.
No idea.
Is it? It's not Editike. He wants to be, but it's not working.
Yep. The striker
And
that they bought this year, he's still injured.
you've seen it. They're scoring one. They're scoring less than a goal a game recently. A team that's not scoring, why are they going to be a threat to score 2 goals against us?
The only reason that I'm talking like this because of the Juventus game that we
Oh
played
yeah,
Italy.
but well yeah, but you
That
can't really
disappointed me.
you can't really combine Juventus's attack is way more robust than Liverpool's. They don't have anybody like Kenan Yildiz. I don't think they have anybody like Weston McKennie. And again, saying that we're going to lose to Liverpool because how we played at Juventus, you just can't. Though they don't compare. They're different teams. That's like me saying it's like the 9 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Well, we drew with Atleti. Atleti beat Tottenham 5-2. Therefore, we're going to beat Liverpool.
It's more of a psychological thing. Let's assume that we
Right.
concede a goal in the first 20 minutes. What will
Mhm.
be the first thing that comes up to your mind?
Oh, that we're going to score, dude.
As a player, not as a fan.
No, no. They'll think that you know why we have Osimhen. He's averaging a goal a game in the Champions League. With this, we're not going to get shut out with this team.
We gotta be strong mentally. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, so that's what I mean too. So look, if you're Liverpool players, right, late in the game, if they're up by a goal and it hits like minute 85, you know what's in the back of their head how many goals they've given up, you know, at that time of the game? 9 of them. That's a lot.
It's
That's going
their
to be there.
problem. It's not our problem. Our problem will be the lack of motivation and the game that we played in Italy. That will be our
Again,
reference point.
I don't think the
I
game in Italy
can't get
matters.
over it, man. It was a disaster. I just can't get over it.
So a game that we lost by a goal and progressed, you call a disaster? You,
Disaster playing.
your disasters are some of my best days. When I think back to that game, I see Osimhen scoring, I see Barr scoring and laying on the ground, and I think about how happy I was that we've moved on to this round. To me, the players are the problems, the Liverpool players. You lose, you win, you lose, you draw. And so you're on that kind of run. Now here comes a team that's already shut you out twice, right? They'd never lost to a team twice in the Champions League ever before us. And here we come again.
My worry is once we concede a goal, they're gonna take the momentum and
Okay.
score a few more
So,
goals.
so what do you teach in college? What's your thing you teach?
Engineering,
Engineering. All right. So let's we'll go with a little math here because you use math in engineering.
we do.
How many goals is Liverpool averaging scoring against us?
0.
0.
As of today, yeah.
Mhm. So as of today, it's 0. How many goals are we averaging against Liverpool?
1 goal.
If you're going to ask me what the score of the game's going to be, I'm going to go.
I always tell my students that there's a variation in every single process. So this is one of those cases.
So you say. I, I say we're going to win 1-0.
I love to be wrong here.
Hey,
Hopefully I'm
again,
the one that is wrong.
what did we do with Abdul Karim before the last Liverpool game? We sat him so he could rest. How did he play against Liverpool in the first game? Good.
Played out some.
Did he play against Başakşehir here? No.
We rested him.
Mario Lamina, our somewhat nicked up 33-year-old defensive player, did he play against Başakşehir here? No. He's all rested. All rested. And so We got two of our most important defensive players who have rested. Now we're missing Davis and Sanchez. We got to talk about that.
Right.
Now, Serkan is on record saying that's going to be Lamina. Right?
Um,
That's what
I'm
you
not
said.
sure. I'm not sure after the last game. Maybe Singo is gonna play.
There we go. That's what I was wanting to
I'm
hear.
right on that. Singo will be a better replacement for Davinson Sanchez.
And so now, please don't crucify me, but I love Sanchez, but sometimes he puts the ball in very precarious situations. He ha-
He's a risk taker.
he is a risk taker. He scares me to death sometimes. Um, and he loses those every once in a while. We can't afford to do that. I'm very confident with Singo coming in. Did you hear Singo's quote after the game?
He says something like, "We're not fully fit. We gotta work. We gotta do more work to be competitive," or something like that.
Singo said he wasn't fully fit.
Oh, he wasn't fully fit, not the team. Okay.
Right, right. So the guy looks like a beast out there, and he's saying he's not fully fit. I can't wait to see him when he's fit.
If this is not his 100%, I wonder what his 100% will look like.
Mm-hmm. And so my deal is, I think we're going to win. I will not be upset if we don't go through as long as we play an attacking Galatasaray style of football. It'll bother me if we, for some whatever reason, we play some other style of attack or non-attack. Like you were talking about the Juventus game. I've been mad if we'd lost that game because we didn't play to our strengths. You don't have Osaman and Noah Lang and Barish and Eunice to try to defend. You got those people and Sane. You got those people to attack and score, cross, score.
Speaking of Lang is not gonna play on Tuesday. I meant to say Wednesday.
Wednesday. Is he
He's gonna be
suspended
he's
too?
gonna be on the bench. Barish will be on the left, Sana will be on the right.
Think Sane's going to start?
He's gonna start. I'm telling you, he's gonna start. He's well rested. He's ready to
He
play.
is. He is. He is. Maybe we'll have that good Sane.
Yeah. And he's meant to play in this kind of competitive games.
Yeah, this is where Ziyech would have shined.
Yep.
Ziyech couldn't score against Rizespor, but drop him in against Liverpool, he'll have a hat trick.
He's a different character.
I still remember like the day before before the window closed, the match ended. All of a sudden, they parade him out like up on the concourse. That
It was
you
like
you, you,
yesterday.
you'd have thought it was like the second coming or something, right? You thought Beckham
Yeah.
was coming the way
Yeah.
they did that. But but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to Jamie Carragher tomorrow. No, tomorrow, Tuesday on CBS. Let's see after dropping points again today, is he still sitting on that 98%? Maybe it'll come down to 95%.
It's super exciting.
Exciting for the channel. It's more exciting for Galatasaray.
Yep.
Oh, if we can make it through, Serkan, if we can make it through.
So much fun.
I know. I know.
Believe me, I'm praying for it. I'm trying to stay optimistic as much as I can.
I'm very optimistic. And I know it's only a week later, but God, it seems so far away. It just does. So what's your prediction for the match?
We're gonna lose 2-0.
We'll see. We'll see, Sarkhan. We'll see. We'll see. Don't listen to him, Galatasaray. You're going to win this game. I'm going to cheer you on. How do you view
Prove
CimBom?
me I'm wrong.
How do you?
Prove me I'm wrong, team, please.
That's right.